I didn't win when I worked harder. I didn't win when I tried more. I won the exact day I stopped caring. And that sounds wrong, until you understand what I actually stopped caring about. For most of my life, I cared about everything. What people thought, how I sounded, whether I was impressive enough, whether I was falling behind. I cared so much that it became noise. Every decision had 10 voices attached to it. Every move needed approval. Every goal came with pressure instead of excitement. I wasn't lazy. I wasn't unmotivated. I was exhausted. Because caring about everything means you're never fully present in anything. I'd wake up already behind, already comparing, already negotiating with fear. And the worst part? On the outside, I looked like I was doing fine. I was responsible. I was consistent. I was trying. But inside, I felt like I was constantly losing ground. Here's the trap no one warns you about. When you care too much about outcomes, you slowly lose control of your actions. Because you're no longer acting from clarity, you're reacting to pressure. Pressure to succeed, pressure to be liked, pressure to not waste time, pressure to prove something. I wasn't chasing goals anymore. I was running from judgment. And that changes everything. Every failure felt personal. Every delay felt humiliating. Every quiet day felt like proof I wasn't enough. So I pushed harder. And somehow, things got worse. The moment didn't happen during a big failure. It happened on an ordinary day. Nothing dramatic, no explosion, no rock bottom. Just a quiet moment where I realized, no matter how much I cared, it wasn't working. I was doing everything right and still felt wrong. That's when the thought hit me, not loudly but clearly. What if caring this much is the problem? Not caring about my life, not caring about my values, but caring about opinions, timelines, validation, looking successful. What if I dropped that? Let me be clear. I didn't stop caring about my future. I didn't stop caring about growth. I didn't stop caring about effort. I stopped caring about performance for other people. I stopped caring if progress looked impressive. I stopped caring if someone misunderstood my pace. I stopped caring if my path looked behind. I chose peace over proving. And that single decision changed how I moved. Something weird happened after that. My mind got quieter. Not happier instantly, just quieter. I stopped rehearsing conversations. Stopped justifying my choices in advance. Stopped explaining myself to imaginary critics. For the first time in a long time, my energy went into the work itself, not the story around it. And that's when things started shifting. Not fast, not magically, but cleanly. Here's the truth most motivation videos miss. Caring too much creates friction. Not caring removes it. When you don't care about how it looks, you start sooner, you fail faster, you learn quicker. When you don't care about being perfect, consistency becomes easier, creativity comes back, confidence grows naturally. I wasn't fearless. I was just no longer performing fear. The first win wasn't external, it was internal. I stopped quitting early. Because when you don't care about applause, you don't need immediate results. I showed up when no one was watching. I kept going when nothing was happening. I trusted momentum instead of motivation. That alone put me ahead of 90% of people. Most people never experience this shift because their identity is tied to being seen as successful, smart, talented, ahead. So they can't afford to not care. But the moment you release that identity, you become dangerous. Because now, failure doesn't scare you. Silence doesn't shake you. Slow progress doesn't stop you. When I stopped caring about noise, focus came back. Not intense focus, honest focus. I could sit with one thing longer. I could improve without rushing. I could notice what actually worked. Caring less about results made me better at the process. That's not motivational, that's mechanical. Here's the irony. The less I cared about being noticed, the more noticeable my results became. Because now my work had weight, consistency, depth. People don't feel desperation, but they feel direction. And direction attracts attention naturally. Winning didn't look like instant success. It looked like sleeping better, making decisions faster, feeling grounded, trusting myself again. External wins came later, but internal stability came first. And that changed how I handled everything else. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If you're stuck right now, it's probably not because you don't care enough. It's because you care about the wrong things. You care about being impressive instead of being consistent, being validated instead of being aligned, being fast instead of being real. And that drains you. When you stop caring, anxiety loses fuel, procrastination weakens, confidence rebuilds itself. Not because life gets easier, but because resistance disappears. You stop fighting yourself. Ask yourself this, honestly, what would you do differently if no one was watching? That answer is usually the truth. Not caring isn't arrogance. It's clarity. It's choosing your values over validation, your pace over pressure, your peace over performance. And that's when winning becomes inevitable. I didn't win the day I worked harder. I didn't win the day I tried more. I won the day I stopped caring about everything that was never mine to carry. And if you're tired right now, maybe that's not weakness. Maybe that's your signal. Thanks for watching. See you next video.